What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. It is episode number 22. Returns today on the back of the season opener, making 5 new signings with FC Köln, but also seeing a big departure, Baku going to Arsenal for a club record sale. Today we're returning with the Super Cup against Borussia Dortmund. We've got the first 2 Bundesliga games of the season as well, at home to Wolfsburg and away at Union Berlin. We'll play for the entirety of the remainder of the summer window, and we'll have a draw for the Champions League group stage as well. Loads to get through. Let's crack straight on. Yeah, big signing of Bissek and Vanderson in particular, but also Leandro coming in as that part exchange deal. Johnny Burkhardt from relegated Mainz and Florian Müller as a new backup as well. I'm liking how the team is looking. I've got to say, man, I'm really liking it. 4.5-star team right now. Yes, big departure of Baku, Schinter's gone, Ludwig's gone, but for the most part, it's looking good, man. Looking really, really good. There's 12 million in the budget. I don't know what we're going to do with it though. I mean, I don't really know where we need to look for improvements. Possibly adding some more depth, but other than that, really, as a bid comes in from Damien Downs from Hoffenheim, who we've just loaned Justin to. Not actually against selling the American, to be honest. Yeah, we've got Lenny, we've got Limperle, and we've got Johnny who's just come in. I'm fine letting Damien Downs go. He had a loan spell last year out of Stuttgart, grew through ratings, but if you look at his holds on the attributes here, it'll take at least a year for him to start growing again. I might just let him go. We'll negotiate with Hoffenheim, try and get around £8 million if possible. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, man. There's a whole month to go in the transfer window, and sometimes I'm like rushing around, like trying to get deals over the line in the final couple of days. I've got a month to go. I've got very little to do here. To be honest, I might actually promote a couple of youth players and try and loan them out as well. We've got a couple of really good young Indian players here who I'm very excited about. Bhaskar Roy in particular. And I don't want to gamble on Roy because he looks the best of the entire academy right now. So I'm going to promote him. I might do the same with Martin Schuller, the young Swiss centre-forward as well. We'll check their potentials and then try and get them loaned out. Don't forget this year we're having a gap year. Because we just got too many good young players and so many out on loan as well. As Schuller shows the exciting prospect tag. And I think Roy might have potential to be special, you know. Where is he? Bhaskar. Oh, he's 58. Oh, yeah, we can't check his potential yet. He's 58 overall, but add him to the loan list as well. And also, I don't think I've added Ronnie Hahn to the loan list yet, have I? Because he's got the potential to be special, but he's going to lose it if he's staying here as a 4th choice centre-half. So I'm going to add him to the loan list as well. My goodness, the amount of players we're going to have on loan is ridiculous. This is like Chelsea back in like the mid-10s, if you will, like a 2011, 2012 Chelsea. We're the same. We're the talent factory in the Bundesliga, but practically half the squad is out on loan right now. Still, we're going to try and get 3 more youngsters out on loan because they've got to play. Otherwise they're not going to develop. As Damien Downs goes to Hoffenheim for 7.75 mil. So we'll take the money. It's going to rise our budget up to around 18 million, but I don't really know what to do with it, to be honest. Please don't come for me, guys. I know Damien Downs is a good player. Don't get me wrong. I know he's a decent young talent, got some potential as well, but he's just not going to play here. He's just not going to play, so best to cash in and get some money for him, really. So we are going to need a 4th choice centre-half once Ronnie goes out on loan. I was going to go in for this guy, Esteve, with Hertha Berlin, but they got promoted last season, so with that being the case, I'll leave him there. Bakatukan has just been picked up by Nashville in America, who I was thinking about re-signing on a free. But to be fair, they've got a lad called Sadiq Fofana here, who's available on the free agents list as well. Don't know much about him, but as a 4th choice, might just pick him up for the squad, just for depth, for emergency cover. Why not? Yeah, I don't really know much about this guy at all, to be honest. But on the free agents list, and again, just here for emergency cover, he'll barely play. He'll be 4th/5th choice centre half. But just in case we need someone to fill in or sit on the bench, this guy is 70 overall, in his early 20s, can do a decent enough job for that role there. So Sadiq Fofana, welcome to the Ryan Energy Stadion. Again, still getting a little bit better. He's got 81 strength, 82 jumping. He's reasonably quick with 82 sprint speed and 75 aggression as well. Yeah, he'll do the job, man. He'll do the job. Just sitting here as an emergency cover sort of defender. He'll do. And here we go. Here come the bids. So we've had a couple of transfer offers for Ronnie Hahn, including a big one here from Arsenal as well. Alongside a bid for Nottingham Forest we just turned down. And wow, you just saw it there too. Marvin Schwab, Manchester United. Where was this last year, Eric? Where were you 12 months ago, mate? I literally said you could have him for release clause like Bayer Leverkusen. Where were you 12 months ago, man? He's not gotten worse. He's getting better. 83 overall, 31 years old. Guys, you missed the boat. You missed your chance. Could have had him last year. Now he's staying as my number one after signing that contract extension. And Leipzig want Hahn on loan. Maybe he's going to start there, so no. I don't mind that one though. Bournemouth, I think he'll start there at the Vitality, or at least get enough game time, so I'm totally fine with that. I think I'll put him on a 1-year loan. I think for next season he might come back and be good enough to battle with DJ and Bisek for a possible starting role, as we'll loan Baskar out as well. I can't get over that. It's like, where were you 12 months ago? The amount of chances that clubs have had for Marvin, and they've blown them every single time. Guys, your loss. That's your loss. That's on you, man. Seriously. It's Dortmund also want running hard. I don't mind, to be fair, Dortmund and Leipzig putting in bids, because obviously both clubs love to bring in good young talents as well. But I just don't think they'd start there. So the answer is no on both. As we agree this loan split for Baskar. Roy can now make his mind up there. There is a bid from Montpellier for Alex Janssen. And just real briefly on this, I'll negotiate. Sometimes I get asked, Doxy boy, why don't you put sell-on clauses on your young players when you are selling them? Surely it's a good idea for if they do develop their game and become really good. The only problem I find is that when you add a sell-on clause of anything over, let's say 2%, which at that minuscule of a number is not going to give you much of a return in the future, no matter how good they get. If you put it like 10, 15, sometimes anything more than that for sure, clubs oftentimes will literally just walk out. They won't even negotiate, they'll just walk out. So I find sell-on clauses very hard to negotiate, and thus I think it's just better to get a flat fee and forget all about them. So for 3.25 mil, we'll sell him to Liga. Yeah, I think personally sell-on clauses need a bit of work. They just don't really happen the way they should. Clubs should be more than happy to negotiate for a sell-on clause for one of the young players like they would in real life. But in the game, it's like, you might notice it, clubs will offer a sell-on clause when you're trying to buy their player. But when you're trying to negotiate for a selling player, they're offended by it. They're like, you want a 4% sell-on clause as well as the money? Get out of here. It's like, guys, it's 4%. It's not that much. But anyways, Ronnie is probably going to go to the Vitality. Schuler is wanted by Stad Kane, so totally fine with this loan deal going through as well. And we just saw there that we should be getting a bit of Suleiman from Villarreal. There it is, 12.2 mil. I like him as a backup though. Just had the 1 year here last season. I quite like him. I'm going to keep him here for this squad. I like him a lot. Right, here we go. First game of the season. Last year's Bundesliga winners versus us, the cup winners, Dortmund in Düsseldorf in the Super Cup. Köln have never won it before, although this one was only established in 2010. Even so, it might be a glorified friendly when you lose and a trophy when you win. I do want to start off with a win. Let's go get our first in club history. Come on, Köln. So I might be wrong, German football fans, correct me if I am, but I believe that the Super Cup, unlike the DFB Pokal, which is played at the Olympiastadion, the Super Cup, I believe, is just played at a random ground year after year. So for this one here, oh, what a ball! Van der Sar dream debut! This one in Düsseldorf, and 25 minutes in, Van der Sar gets his first since signing for the club record transfer fee from Athletic Bilbao. I said I've never used this guy before, so I'm really excited to give him a go. I know he's got some decent stats, and it's going forward where he looks really, really impressive. Monday wingbacks, man, have got off for something on the offensive end. The days of Tony Hibbert are long gone. Van der Sar gives Köln the lead. 25 to go, still leading by 1. Again, I really want this, man. I want to close this out. My record in Community Shields, Charity Shields, Super Cups or whatever is quite... not poor, but... Yes, Bisek, what in? Schwab, get it. Okay, alright, well, he's kept it in play, and we'll take it. Fair enough, Marvin. Fair enough, mate. He's such an eccentric goalkeeper, man, honestly. But listen, the stats speak for themselves. On the back of yet another Golden Glove. Yeah, my record in Super Cups is pretty mixed, man. I'd say I win half and I lose half, I'd say. And in my first German Super Cup of FC, I'd love to come out with a win. 14 minutes to ensure we do. Well, I haven't played very well, I'll be honest, but what do we often say? Sign of a champion is when they can win when they haven't played well. And in this case, it is indeed how things finish up. A 1-0 win, Vanderson's goal on his debut 26 minutes in. And there we go, first Super Cup in goal in history, and it ends with a silverware as well. Minor honour, yes, but an honour regardless, and we'll take it. First one to save. I saw a lot of people clowning Harry Kane at the start of the season when Leipzig beat Bayern to win the Super Cup. But let's be honest here, even if Bayern won it, people would still say, oh, it's not a real trophy, Harry. And I don't think that the Super Cup, the Community Shield, whatever, will never not be considered a minor honour. Because that's what it is, man. It's never going to be the big thing as Bhaskar Roy goes to Al Hazem on loan. You just got to accept that, man. It can be both things. It can be a nice day out for the kids, as I often call it, as well as being a minor honour, but also nothing that you're going to be that fussed about whether you win or lose. No one is going to look back at the end of their career and say, oh, the Charity Shield, that was the best trophy I ever won. You know. Anyway, there we go. So Roy goes out on loan and Janssen sold to Montpellier. So our budget now has risen to around 23 mil. But to be honest here, we don't really need to do anything with it. It's nice to have the cash available, but I often say this, just because you've got the money in the bank doesn't mean you need to spend it. And there we go, 2 more loan deals have been agreed, and probably the final 2 of the window as well, as Ronnie Hahn has gone to Bournemouth for a 12-month loan deal as well. So I'm particularly keen on seeing what happens with him. I must say, he still has that potentially special tag. Hopefully he'll get the game time there at the Vitality. And he developed okay under Chris Wilder at Sheffield United, but I'm hoping there at Bournemouth he'll take an even bigger step up in the next 12 months in the Premier League. I guess we'll see. But it's worth pointing out, he's only 18. This dude is a wonder kid and then some, as he came out of 16 looking so good as well. So yeah, 23 mil in the budget, and I'd say right now, the only thing we need is a backup right back. We sold Balde to Sassuolo, lest we forget, alongside Baku going to Arsenal. So with that being the case, Vanderson's coming and look great on his debut, but when he does need a breather, who's going to step in? Well, we could possibly play someone out of position, like Barrero Martins, possibly Martel, possibly Suleiman. We talked about that before. But I wouldn't mind just an official backup right back there for Vanderson. And to be honest, I've had my eye on this guy for quite some time now. He's moved on within the save from Hertha Berlin to FC Midtjylland. Whilst he is listed as a left back, he's a right-footed player. He's got excellent pace and decent stamina as well. And technically, decent going forward with the 81 dribbling, the 79 ball control, and the 75 crossing, but also solid defensively as well. Right now, playing in Denmark for Midtjylland, should be able to get him for a round valuation. And again, having played in German football before, should speak the language. Yep, I'm going to try and bring him in for around 16, 17 mil. That's something which I've always kind of wanted EA to look into. If a player speaks the language of the country he's going to go and play in, I'm not saying it should have an attribute boost or anything, but maybe a chemistry boost. I've always wanted chemistry in career mode. You used to have it in Ultimate Team. I don't know if you still do nowadays, as a valuation bid is accepted there at 15 mil. But I always thought chemistry was a great way to help sort of expand the importance of squad building. Yep, never used this guy before, but really excited to give him a go for the first time ever. He wanted to take a big pay cut and not quite realistic enough for my likings. With that being the case, put him on the same salary he's on right now, which is 25 grand a week. Signing a 5-year deal for £15 million. Welcome to the Rhine Energy Stadion, Michael Karbovnik. And at 25 years old, not sure how much better he's going to get now. He's got holds all across the board as well. But other than the low strength, there isn't much of a concern about this guy. He's got the stamina, he's good enough defensively, and also looks good going forward. With a 4-star weak foot, very handy to play on both sides of the pitch, both left back and right back. But of course, we're going to retrain him to right backs. That's where I see this guy playing for this team as the backup for Vanderson. Michael, welcome back to German football. So right now, the team is looking decent. It's looking really good. And again, I could see him being backup left back for Derek and then try and loan out Fink Grafe. But I don't know, man. We can always play Fink Grafe at centre half if we want to as well. I think you could fill him at DM if need be too. I like the team, man. I really, really like how it's shaping up, man. I've got to be honest here. I'm really liking this. Again, if we want to go far in Europe, you might say one or two more squad players could be handy. But really, I'm liking it. I'm really, really liking the side, man. It's growing nicely. It's got good core to it as well. I'm ready for the first game of the season, man. Let's get straight into it. Yeah, first game of the Bundesliga season at the Rhein-Energy Stadium against Wolfsburg. Last year we missed out on the title on the final day after Dortmund got their win over Union Berlin. Obviously we slipped up, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But even so, this year I want to go one step further. For sure, can't finish any lower in the top 4 place. But for this season, I want to go for that Bundesliga title, and that is the board objective as well. Let's start off a win here against Wolfsburg. Come on, Carl. I always feel like if you're going for the title, you want to win the opening day. Like, you want to get off to the best start possible. Both for putting the points on the board, but also to mentally say, yeah, this is what we're going to be trying to do all season long. You know, to start off with that win, psychologically, big boost, and laying down your intentions right from the very get-go. As Davy Selker has done brilliantly. And Max keep running. Great interception. Still 0-0, but yeah, let's lay down that marker here. Big 3 points on the opening day, please. Ansgar. Just wide. Martel. Selker. Max just couldn't get away. As we're still deadlocked at 0-0 with Dortmund starting off with the goal. Well, they're like, yeah, you can have the Super Cup. We want the 3 points on the opening day and a slip up for you guys. I often say this. If I was a team going for the title, would prefer to lose the Charity Shield, Community Shield, Super Cup, whatever, and get a win on the opening day, as opposed to win the Super Cup and slip up on the opening day. As things stand, that latter scenario is looking likely. 45 minutes to go. This is not how you want to start the season off. Corner, Cone, Max Simons, the assist title winner last year. Starts off with one on the opening day, and it's that combination that won us the cup last season. Simons to Selker from the set piece, and Cone draw first blood finally. He won the assist title back in season 1. In season 2, he seemed to take a year off, but last year won it with 18, I think it was. And if you remember, we looked it up, the record for most assists in a single season belongs to, what a shocker, Thomas Müller with 21 in a single campaign. Yeah, with Max's creativity and his range of passing, I think he'll be going for it this year. Definitely. And it's the perfect way to start for him. And he says, I want another one. So Leandro, if you can finish this. Off the post. It's going to drop back to him. No. Cleared away. So close to 2 in 15 minutes. And there we go. We'll close it out. Not a dominant victory, but a victory nonetheless. And to be fair, despite only winning by a goal to 0, we're in control for most of the game in this one here. Selker win the game winner though, and Cone collect the 3 points on match day 1. Wow, Celta putting in a massive bid for Oscan there. That's a shock, that. And Almeria wanting Derek for... Is that the same fee or close to? Wow, that will raise a lot of money there for 2 players who, to be fair, both 80 overall and in their mid to late 20s. We could probably replace with better players, but I'm going to say no, man. These guys are becoming part of the core here, part of the furniture. And for team chemistry and team bonding, there's no need to sell, so I'm keeping them here. And as we're about to dive into the following game, wow, Leverkusen now want to take Oscan. Well, it's an interesting bid from a team who last year finished below us in the table. So with that being the case, I'm going to say no. I said this with Selker having that offer from Leipzig. If they were Champions League and we were not, I would say yes. But for this season, both us and Leverkusen are in the Champions League. And I'm going to keep Oscan here as an academy grad. Right, following game, away in Berlin, taking on Union Berlin. Heading to this game, our first away day. Looking to make it back-to-back wins to start the season off. Come on, Carl. Easy. Ball into the middle. João Pedro finds space, shoots, scores. And our first goal conceded. Very interesting strike partnership for Union Berlin today. João Pedro and Dane Scarlett, the Spurs youngster, as the hosts have the lead. Where you going, bro? Where you going? Yeah, we'll have that. Let's go. Come on, push pace. Let's go. I see you, Max. I see you, Vanderson. Good ball. Selker. Fluff to finish, man. Straight at the keeper. I had a time to take a touch there. Just Drona got the better of me. Still 1-0 Union Berlin. And again, we'll look for that combination. It just is so dangerous from corners. And this time headed away. Simons finds Jan Bisek. Bisek! Oh, can you believe it? Jan Bisek, first goal since returning, just smashes it past Haas. And that's the leveller. Let's be honest here, that's poor goalkeeping. That should have been kept out. But listen, we'll take it. We will take it. Just made a really good save on Davy Selke and then totally fluffs it seconds afterwards. The worst feeling as a goalkeeper, I must admit. You know, you made an amazing save, you've done really well, and then you make an error which totally negates that save seconds later, you know, as Jan Tillman fires just wide of the post. 17 minutes to go, going really aggressive here, taking off Cone, Davy and Leandro, and bringing on Beste, who'll play left wing back, Shardy on the left, and Burkhardt as a straight switch for Selke. So we're doing what we did last season towards the end of the season. Tillman going through the middle as a more direct threat. And I can have an extra offensive piece now with Beste going to left wing back as well. So and Simon's going LCM as well. So yeah, really going for it in the final stages, because a draw is going to feel like a loss on match day 2. All out attack for the final few minutes. Tillman, Burkhardt on his debut. Johnny Burkhardt! It's taken him just 4 minutes to get his first for Cone. Off the bench, drills it home. And the comeback complete in Berlin. Massive goal. And that is why I signed Johnny Burkhardt, because looking round at the bench and seeing Limperle sat there waiting to come on wasn't going to fill me with much confidence when I need a goal late to either win it or level it. Whereas for Johnny Burkhardt, he's got the quality, he showed that with Mainz, and he's now shown it on his debut off the bench. Popping up with a game winner. Super sub. FC Köln winning their first away day. And so, as deadline day is here, and we see instantly a bid here for Bakery Jata, just a squad winger since coming in on a free. And to be honest here, I often say this, like if a bid comes in for a squad player and it's so small and you can afford that player's salary as well, you have to ask yourself, what's that money going to do for you? Is it going to be the difference between signing a really good player to replace him or not? If the answer is no, you might as well just keep the player, especially if it's on deadline day and you've not got a replacement lined up, like in our case. So, yeah, deadline day is here. We've made our signings today. I think we're probably going to leave it there. There is 7 mil remaining. We could possibly bring in a squad player. To be honest here, I like the team as it is, man. I think we're getting straight through deadline day. Wow, massive transfer there as Tammy Abraham joins. Wow, even bigger transfer. Real Sociedad. Dembele goes to Newcastle. And then they sell Alexander. Wow, look at the massive moves happening today. We're not involved in any of this, but there's some huge transfers getting completed here. And that's not necessarily a huge transfer in terms of fee, but a hugely audacious move. Union St. Galois from Belgium have put in a bid of 18.5 mil for Davy Selke. Guys, I love the ambition, but why would he go and do that? USG are a really interesting club on the rise, but this dude is a Champions League striker now, and he has been consistently brilliant for the past 3 years and started off this year with a goal as well. No, come on guys, that's like as Leipzig putting a bit of a graphic. What a strange transfer offer. I could understand Leverkusen and Leipzig. I can't understand Union St. Gilloise. And a couple of interesting bids here from Premier League sides. Turned down this one from Villa for Lenny Weber, but also Leeds one Hussein Basic. I said I wasn't against letting go the now Bosnian national, but like in the case of Bakery Jata, the fee isn't going to really do much for our current transfer budget. And, you know, there are a couple of players that I wouldn't mind bringing in to replace him, but would we have the money after that fee goes through, plus what we've already got to bring him in? That player is Vitaly Janel. And I think if you look at the transfer budget we got, 6.5 mil, I think it is, in total, 6.8 mil. Let's say we get 6 mil, board's going to be off the top, and with wage budget consideration, we're looking at around 10 mil. Is that going to be enough to bring in, certainly not Florian Wirtz, Vitaly Janel? Probably not. So with that being the case, I often say this, if you've got a squad player getting a bid on deadline day, if you've not got a replacement lined up that you can afford, with the money you'll get combined with the money you've got, It's not worth doing. It's not worth possibly losing a player in your squad that you won't be able to replace with just a couple hours to go. So deadline day is going to come to an end then, and you see the top deals in a crazy, crazy deadline day, man. Ousmane Dembele leaving PSG to join Newcastle for 83.3 mil, and he's their replacement for Alexander Isak, who joins Juve for 80 mil, as Ibrahima Konate is back in the Premier League, leaving Atletico to join Spurs for 72.4 mil. But I'm happy with the squad, man. I'm happy with the squad. Loads of transfers, loads of signings, 7 new ones in total, but I'm happy with how the team is looking. And now, as we're about to head into September, we'll see the draw for the Champions League group stage. Where is it? Where is it? Where is that draw for the CL group stage? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. FC Köln back in the big time have got... Oh, no! Well, we've got Monaco, who I think we can take Monaco out. LASK, but Manchester City one of the favourites as well. Well, it was an English side that knocked us out of Europe last season. We lost to 2 English sides, Spurs and Chelsea. We didn't beat either of them in the 4 games we faced. And I can't see us beating Man City either home or away either. I think we can get through the group. But just like last season in the Europa League, I'm targeting second, not first. And as we do see, just before we play what will be our final game today, Karbovnik is going to become an official right back. So there we go. I often get asked, Doxy boy, does it matter if I'm playing my left back at right back or my right back at left back? If they've got the preferred feet on that side they're playing on? The answer is no. It doesn't have an attribute decrease or anything like that. So yeah, it's just where you want to play them really. But anyway, we'll get the defensive wide back from defensive work rate, from medium to high, hopefully over the course of a year. And like I said, the low strength is my only real concern with this guy. But yeah, academy update then for the new season. Obviously, we've loaned out 2 players since coming in. The best player right now, I'd say, is probably Babu Patel, this young Indian central midfielder. But again, this year, don't forget, we're having a gap year to clear the backlog of the ridiculous players who got out on loan, and also the few players that are still in the academy. Is this guy going to make it on looks alone? Is Lookism bias well and truly alive in FC career mode? I guess we will see. Yep, let's do one more game today. We'll end on this and stop short of our clash against Bayern Munich in the next one, and the Champions League group opener against the Austrian side, LASK. SV Darmstadt, who just kept themselves up last season at the Rhein Energy Stadion, as we try and keep our 100% start to the season going and make it 3 wins from 3. Come on. A couple of changes for the lineup as well. Going to give Fink Graffe a start at left back. We're going to go with that kind of offensive lineup we had last season towards the back end, and also brilliantly done, the change we made that won us the game against Union Berlin, which is Beste starting on the right, Ansgar on the left, so they can cut inside and shoot on their preferred feet, with Thielmann right through the middle and Max dropping down to LCM. I often say in games I expect to win, I feel like I can take off a defensive player for an offensive piece. And in this game here at home to Darmstadt, it should be a banker. Perfect start, Jan Nicholas to his first goal of the season, 1-0. So gone with Burkhardt starting this game ahead of Selke, because that's the one thing about Davey, like he does run out of energy quickly. And he doesn't seem to fully recover either, unlike other strikers. So that's one thing that does... That's a definite booking, surely. Does make me think long term. Davies' energy isn't going to get any better, so at some point, it's not going to be due to form, but due to fitness. He'd have to take a reduced squad role, because he just can't keep playing. Like, we've had a whole week to recover, and he's still not fit enough for this one here. Anyway, free kick for Carl, dinked in by Thielmann. And Bissek, Bissek won that. And our on-loan goalkeeper, Henrik Thomas, has to prevent a pretty bizarre goal from surely being the dagger. Anyway, still leading by 1. But once again, just like on the opening day against Wolfsburg, we're not... in any danger of throwing these points away. Yep, don't let the scorelines trick you. Whilst all 4 of our wins might be by a single goal to start the season off, other than the Union Berlin comeback, we've been in complete control for the other victories. And wins are wins, and that's why as we end today's episode off with 3 wins in 3, we sit in position 3, 9 points taken from a possible 9 in a season where we'll be gunning for our first Bundesliga title to say. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and in the next episode we'll return with the first half of Sloggy's season. We'll play more games in the Bundesliga, starting off with Bayern away at the Allianz. We have the DFB Pokal second round as we'll take on SV Volhof, the non-Bundesliga side, and we should have the first 3 games of the Champions League group stage, beginning with LASK away in Austria. Have a fantastic day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.